Hari Om and welcome. Thank you so much for being here. This is Yamuna Devi. Have you ever noticed that the moments where we open up most are actually the ones that scare us most? Have you ever seen that or experienced that? And it happens because when we open more, we become more vulnerable. And vulnerability can be scary. It can be scary because we feel that we're trying to protect our peace. That our peace, we're protecting it by closing off, putting walls. And being vulnerable would not allow us to feel that peace, but pain. So this is really, really interesting topic, and it happens. I see it. That there are some things that perhaps we're, tapping into in a healing session, and things that, the person needs to see. I'm just walking alongside of them, the person that is doing their session. I am not healing them. I'm just walking and observing and guiding them the best I can. And in a loving, compassionate way. This is really important, and at their pace. And sometimes, it's like a Pandora box. We are a Pandora box of emotions, of feelings, and there are so many things, and everyone is beautiful, has a beautiful book, and each page is their life story written. But it is everyone's individual choice to read the pages and feel good about it, or read the pages and feel guilt, sadness, frustration, anger, anxiety, fear, so many things, pain. So sometimes when we turn to those pages that are painful within our book, we don't want to deal with it. So we shut down, and that happens. And it's okay too, because, we cannot force ourselves, even ourselves, as the one who is in a session, who is doing the work. We cannot force something to happen, to heal, when we're not ready to receive it. We're not ready to see it. Because there also has to be an inner strength, inner peace. And that inner strength is that inner peace to be able to accept and face the situations. And it's gentle process, loving process with a lot of compassion and embracing yourself throughout it. So if you are in this process of healing yourself, of finding this who is living within you and discovering that full potential within yourself, it's important to be vulnerable. And vulnerability is not a sign of weakness. It is strength, because we pair this vulnerability with our peace. When we are vulnerable, that means that we are open to facing and accepting different situations. But when we close off, even our posture looks forward, like protecting ourselves, like we're carrying a shield. And that shield is actually harming us more than healing us. It's actually suffocating us. It feels suffocating. I don't know if you felt that, but I felt it. It's suffocating when you cannot work through a situation. Suffocating, frustrating. It's heavy, it's dense. You don't feel the lightness of life. But when you feel the lightness of life, your posture changes. You feel open to receiving everything, all the wonders of life, because life is beautiful. Life has its ups and downs. It's not always perfect, and that's okay. That's the beauty of life. those ups and downs. It's like you're in a joyride, like going up and down and taking twists and turns and just riding. But if you're holding on that ride and closing your eyes and scared and tense, you can even hurt yourself, right? You don't enjoy, you hurt yourself because that stiffness doesn't allow you to enjoy the flexibility and live through the flexibility and relax and be open to receiving and be open to growth and learning. Vulnerability is accepting that there's something that you can learn from your experiences. And I tell this to everyone because everyone is so beautiful and we can learn from everyone's experiences. Nothing is bad, nothing is wrong. We are not here to judge. We cannot judge. No one can judge anyone. Not even God judges. God sees all his children as divine. Everyone is divine and everyone's story is beautiful. I love it because they are writing their book, their journey, and that book is very exciting. If we were to listen to people's stories with love, with openness, without judgment, wow, amazing, so powerful. Even if there are difficulties, wow, that becomes very powerful. I admire those difficult stories because they can be used as strength, not as a shield of protection to close yourself off to feeling, to close yourself off to love, to close yourself off to be seen. No. This is powerful because your story can be someone else's story. Your story can be someone else's growth too. The hidden lesson within there becomes very powerful. But we need to be willing to see it and accept it. And trust me, there is a lesson. Very powerful lesson. Vulnerability is not a sign of weakness. Vulnerability is opening yourself to life, opening yourself to receiving life. Because if you shield all the time, you are missing out. You are missing out on this life journey that we are just here to learn. We're just simply here to learn, to serve, to love. We're not here for anything else. We're here to learn, serve, give, love, and discover that divine presence within us. Discover who is living within us. So beautiful. That's beautiful. When I see those beautiful transformations, and I do tell them. Sometimes I let them be because we don't want to put anything in their mind. I can already see the shifts in people. And they say, I feel more present. Maybe 2 years ago I wasn't, but now I feel more present and nicer. And the person is beautiful, beautiful soul. And I said, how does it feel? It says, it feels nice, it feels good, light. Because when we are behaving from a angry space, from a bitter space, that is not us. That is our ego defending us. That is our ego that has been hurt. That is our own pain. We are behaving from our pain. And yes, pain hurts. And it's not that we're not nice. It's that we've been holding on to pain for too long. And that pain feels heavy. That pain feels dense. And we are protecting ourselves from receiving more pain. Like that shield, right? Covering, surrounding us, holding that shield to constantly protect us from receiving more pain. So there is no possibility of love to enter, and much less to give love. This is, you can just visualize this, imagine this like a shield, right? And you're holding that shield, and you're just holding on, like you're holding on to dear life, to not feel, to not exist, to not be seen, to hide away, because connecting with others, right, can be hard for you during that time when you're feeling that, when you close off. Because first of all, you are not going to behave from a good space. When you are in a space of hurt, you don't want to hurt others, and you don't want to feel more hurt from others. So it's like this vicious cycle, if you can imagine this. And when I see, you can see in the posture, the shoulders are back, relaxed, chest is open. The chest, when the chest is open, ready to receive, ready to embrace, ready to face any difficulty with openness. And when I see that, and I ask them, how have you been feeling? Like, I feel more present, which is a new feeling for me. I'm nicer, and I am connecting with more people easily. And you can see them smiling. From before, no way. There's no way to even make a joke or anything, because they didn't receive. But now it's shifted. So this is very powerful. And these shifts, remember, happen slowly, because something that the body and the person has been used to for so long, right? Behaving a certain way for so long, carrying that pain for so long, to make a shift from within, it's different. It's a new person. They feel a little strange, right? It feels good, but it's a little strange. Is that really me? Or is that something that I want to be? You know, they're feeling that. But it truly is who they are. That light feeling, that joyful person. We are meant to feel. We're not meant to shield. And some people tell me, I protect my peace. Yes, you can protect your peace, but it's important to feel. And there's a difference, a very big difference. Your peace is within you. That's your power. But avoiding situations, avoiding people is not the way you protect peace, because you are not facing the difficulty. You're not facing the problem. That is hiding away. But when you're vulnerable, you actually face the problem, the situation, and there is no fear. When there's vulnerability, there's no fear. We just trust. There's only trust. and no fear exists, because fear is an illusion. Suffering also, that's optional. So we have the choices within us. We have the choice of how we want to live our life, how we want to feel. People, have different situations, right? But we learn from the people if we're open. If we close off, we're completely blocked, we will never learn from anyone. But when we are compassionate, loving, and we open to possibilities of learning and growth, wow, amazing. Everyone has, I love meeting people. Everyone has stories. Everyone, even if it's like a few seconds of connecting with them, they will say a story of their life. And that's one of their pages in their book of life. So do not fear. No one can hurt you unless you allow it. No one can hurt you unless you allow it. How is it that you allow it? Because you are not aware. You are not aware, so you react. When someone throws something at you, you're entangled in their emotional space. You also throw something back, so you become entangled in that situation. And that's how you lose your peace. But if you are aware, right, it's not about putting that shield, because that shield does nothing, it's just like a armor protecting. So when someone throws something at you, you just block it. But there's no space for growth or learning or anything. Nothing. You're just behaving from a space of fear, because you're constantly wanting to protect, creating that barrier, constantly protecting. So you are in a space of fear. No fear. No fear. Just trust. And when you trust, choose to trust. When you choose to grow, to learn, and accept that your life is a beautiful blessing of experiences, a beautiful book. Amazing. Beautiful. You will learn to live freely. Your life becomes that source of freedom. Your present moment. Your present moment is a gift. So, thank you so much for being here. Be open. Allow yourself to be seen. There are many stories, many different people. Do not judge yourself. Do not be hard on yourself. Be soft. Be soft. You will be okay. Your life is a blessing. You are here, breathing in and out. Your life is a blessing. Choose to grow. Choose to learn every moment. Amazing. So beautiful. So I send you so much love. Be patient, be soft, be gentle with yourself throughout the process. And release yourself of that shield. Vulnerability becomes your strength, becomes your power, and your peace is not defeated ever. Its peace is within you always. No one can rob your peace. Just be aware, be mindful, and observe every time you engage yourself emotionally, because that's where we lose. But we can observe. We don't have to block from feeling. No, we can be open, present, observe, witness, but not to engage in negativity. Just observe it and pray for that person mentally. Just send good energy, because remember, that person can be hurting, and can be hurting from a space of deep pain that they themselves don't know it. And of course, the truth is, no one wants to hurt anyone. No one wants to harm anyone, because when they harm, they feel bad and they don't understand. But it's because of this. So work on yourself, take care of yourself, be gentle, be open, be receptive, receive the blessings of life. You are so blessed. Thank you for being here. Hariom, many blessings.